The red scarf on the train. On Monday evening, Sophie gets on the train at the central station after a long day at work. The platform is crowded, but the train itself is quieter than she expected. Sophie finds a window seat near the middle of the carriage and lets out a slow breath. Outside, the sky is turning dark blue. Inside, the ceiling lamps above the seats make everything look warm and sleepy. Sophie places her bag beside her feet and looks out the window as the train begins to move. At the next stop, more passengers get on with coats, shopping bags, and umbrellas. Among them is an older passenger in a gray coat carrying a cloth shopping bag. She walks slowly down the aisle, looking for a place to sit. Sophie notices that she is also wearing a bright red scarf, neatly wrapped around her neck. There are no empty seats nearby, so the passenger continues to the back of the carriage, her shopping bag brushing the seat corners. The train moves on through the evening traffic. When the train stops again, several passengers stand up and leave. A cold gust comes in through the open train doors. As coats brush the seats and bags shift near the aisle, something red slips down from the seat across the aisle and falls onto the floor. Sophie looks up. It is a scarf. Not just any scarf. A bright red scarf. She leans forward and picks it up. It feels soft and warm. For a second, the scarf hangs over the seat edge beside the dark window. She glances around the carriage, but the seat across from her is now empty. For a moment, she thinks the scarf belongs to someone else nearby. Then, she remembers the older passenger in the gray coat. Did the scarf fall from her bag? Did she leave it somewhere while moving to the back? Sophie stands up and looks down the aisle. The train has already started moving again, and passengers are settled in their seats. She cannot immediately see the gray coat. She sits back down with the scarf in her hands. The scarf rests across her hand, while the empty seat and the window beside her stay perfectly still. She could leave it on the empty seat and hope the owner notices. She could take it to the train office. Or she could try to find the owner now. Sophie decides to walk to the back of the carriage. "Excuse me," she says as she moves past a few passengers. "Has anyone lost a red scarf?" Most passengers shake their heads. A passenger near the door points farther back with a gloved hand. "I think there was an older lady wearing one," she says. Sophie keeps walking. At last, she sees the passenger in the gray coat sitting alone near the back window. Her neck is now bare. She is looking down into her shopping bag with a worried expression, moving a ticket, a wallet, and a folded paper receipt around quickly. Sophie smiles a little, because now she is almost sure. "Excuse me," she says gently. "Are you looking for this?" The passenger looks up. For 1 second she seems confused. Then her face changes completely. "My scarf," she says. Sophie holds it out, and the passenger takes it with both hands. "Thank you," she says at once. "I did not even notice when it fell." She wraps the scarf around her neck again with great care. The red scarf brushes the gray coat, while the shopping bag rests on the seat by the window. "It was my sister's," the passenger adds quietly. "She gave it to me many years ago." Now the scarf feels different to Sophie. A minute ago, it was only a lost item on the floor. Now it is something with memory inside it. "Then I am very glad I picked it up," Sophie says. The passenger smiles warmly. "So am I." There is an empty seat beside her now, and she motions for Sophie to sit for a moment. Sophie hesitates, then sits down, because her stop is still a few stations away. "I visit my sister every Monday," the passenger says. "She is older than me and cannot travel much now. She always asks if I am still wearing the scarf." "Today I was tired," the passenger continues. "I think I put it beside me when I opened my bag. If you had not seen it, I might have lost it forever. The train moves through a dark tunnel, and then back past the city windows and station signs. For a few seconds, both passengers watch their reflections in the window. I almost stayed in my seat, Sophie says. But you did not, the passenger replies. At the next stop, the gray coat passenger begins to stand. This is my station, she says. Before leaving, she touches the red scarf once more and looks at Sophie with kind eyes. Thank you for not thinking it was just a scarf. Then she steps off the train and disappears into the evening crowd. Sophie returns to her own seat slowly. Her day had been long and ordinary. Yet in the middle of that tired journey home, a small choice turned into something important. Back in her seat, Sophie notices the train window, the platform sign, the ticket in her hand, and the soft red scarf again. A warm coat, a quiet seat, and a dark station window make the final scene easy to picture.